You shouldn't have opened it.
It started like any other night. A girl, a camera, and her voice echoing through the internet. Amelia, known online as EchoQueen, had thousands of fans who tuned in every night to hear her soothing commentary. But on this night, something changed. Halfway through her stream, her voice cut out. No warning, no goodbye, just silence. Her webcam stayed on, her game character kept moving, and then her face froze. Blank. Empty. The stream ended abruptly. Police found her apartment locked from the inside. Coffee still warm, lights still on, but Amelia was gone. No signs of struggle, no goodbye message, just a whisper caught on replay. You shouldn't have opened it. What really happened during that live stream? And what if she's still listening? Before we dive deeper into the mystery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Past Portal, your gateway to forgotten echoes and hidden stories. Your support means the world to us. Every comment, every thumbs up, and every share helps keep the portal open. To everyone who's already liked, shared, subscribed, or left a thoughtful comment, thank you. We hope this story not only entertains you, but also sparks your curiosity to look beyond the obvious and to listen closely. May peace, wonder, and protection surround everyone watching, wherever you are in this vast, mysterious world. Now, let's begin. Amelia never imagined that a simple hobby could draw in thousands. Every night, at precisely 11, she would dim the lights, put on her headphones, and welcome her audience into a world of whispers and shadows. Her username, EchoQueen, had become a name many associated with comfort in the eerie. She didn't scream through horror games. Instead, she guided her viewers with calm narration, letting the tension of silence crawl in naturally. Her followers loved it. They called her voice hypnotic, a lullaby in a haunted house. That Thursday night, the intro played as usual. Soft music, a flicker of static, then her gentle laugh. The chat welcomed her warmly, unaware they were witnessing her final appearance. She chose a game called Silent Abyss, a recent indie horror title with little fanfare but lots of mystery. The game world was dark, filled with echoes and hollow spaces, and Amelia thrived in that kind of setting. But within 15 minutes, viewers began to notice something off. Her voice lagged once, not the stream, just her voice. Then she spoke a word that didn't make sense, something like a mumble layered on top of itself. The camera feed stayed clear, her game ran smoothly, but her commentary turned fragmented. Some fans joked about her needing rest, others got worried. Amelia didn't acknowledge the glitch, she kept playing. Then, mid-sentence, her voice stopped completely. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. The chat filled with messages instantly. "Is your mic off? We can't hear you." But Amelia didn't seem to notice. Her character continued walking through the game's ruined hallway, flashlight flickering in hand. Her face looked tense, as if she were concentrating on a sound only she could hear. Then her eyes widened, not at the game, but something beyond the screen. She leaned slightly forward, lips parted, a breath caught mid-motion. The stream ran silently for another 10 minutes. Then, without warning, it ended. The screen turned black, her channel went offline, and EchoQueen never spoke again. By sunrise, her fanbase had erupted with theories. Some believed she had experienced a medical emergency. Others suspected a publicity stunt or a hacker's interference. But what truly unsettled everyone was the way the stream ended. Not with a crash, but with a smooth, clean fade to black, as though someone had manually turned it off. Her social media accounts remained untouched. No tweets, no stories, no last-minute replies. Her apartment, located on the 13th floor of a modern high-rise, remained locked from the inside. When the building staff performed a wellness check, they found the door secured, all lights on, her laptop still open on the streaming dashboard. But Amelia herself was nowhere to be found. Her desk was exactly as she'd left it. A cup of warm coffee sat beside her keyboard, with the steam only just beginning to fade. Her headset rested on the chair's armrest, her phone untouched on the floor. There were no signs of struggle, no forced entry, no broken objects, nothing stolen. The only thing out of place was her bedroom mirror. Normally hidden behind a decorative curtain, it had been pulled aside. The mirror's surface was unusually clean, as if freshly wiped with a cloth. Strangely, the bottom corner appeared fogged, though the temperature in the room remained steady. Officers noted a faint metallic smell in the air, like ozone after lightning. It was all too quiet. The media picked up the story within 24 hours. The headline was simple, chilling, and impossible to ignore. Streamer's voice disappears mid-live stream, and so does she. Online forums exploded with dissected footage, time-stamped theories, and screen captures of Amelia's final expressions. One still frame in particular went viral. Her eyes just before the blackout, wide with something far more than surprise. Fear, pure and absolute. Some claimed they saw a faint figure behind her, barely visible in the shadows near the mirror. Others dismissed it as compression artifacts. But one thing no one could explain was this: her last spoken word. Not from the game, not from any known language. A single whispered phrase, caught faintly on replay. It hears. Amelia's older brother, Ryan, returned to the city upon hearing the news. A quiet man who'd never cared for the world of streaming, he now stood in the center of it. The apartment greeted him like a museum sealed in time. Everything remained untouched. The still warm mug had cooled, but the presence lingered. Ryan sifted through her digital life with a care only a brother could offer. He opened her folders, searched her playlists, and scanned recent game installs. One name appeared repeatedly in hidden paths and system logs: Silent Abyss. It wasn't just a game. Amelia had downloaded a private mod from a cryptic site days before her disappearance. Its description was only one line: not for those who hear too well. Ryan wasn't alone in his search. Her community had transformed into amateur detectives, poring over every second of her final stream. One user enhanced the audio and discovered what others missed. Beneath Amelia's voice in her final 10 minutes, there was a second voice layered faintly in the background. It was low, distorted, and repeating something again and again. After filtering, the words became chillingly clear. You opened the mirror. Another fan slowed down a few frames near the very end of the stream and caught a flicker in the webcam. A figure, tall, featureless, standing behind Amelia with an open hand reaching toward her shoulder. It lasted less than a second, then gone. Ryan dove into the mod files of Silent Abyss, uncovering data buried beneath layers of obfuscation. One document stood out, named simply "do-not-listen.wave." Against better judgment, he played it. The tone that emerged wasn't just noise. It pulsed, it vibrated, it felt alive. He removed his headphones after 20 seconds, his nose bleeding slightly. For the next few hours, he claimed to hear Amelia's voice, not through speakers, but in his mind. She wasn't speaking words, but emotions: urgency, isolation, cold. That night, he dreamt of her standing behind the mirror, hands pressed against the glass, her lips moving with no sound. He woke, gasping, clutching the headset that had turned itself back on. Ryan's obsession deepened as days passed. He rarely left the apartment, instead mapping out Amelia's digital habits with obsessive precision. He traced her steps from the moment she downloaded the mod to the final moments before her stream. Each click, each timestamp formed a timeline, and at the center of it stood the mirror. That overlooked rectangle of glass, dusty for months, had suddenly become spotless on the night she vanished. When Ryan approached it, he noticed something unnatural. The reflection was slightly delayed, lagging behind real time by a fraction of a second. And then he saw it. Amelia's face, not his, hers, just for a moment. A flash of recognition across the glass. Then darkness. Determined, he placed a camera in front of the mirror and left it running overnight. The footage captured something the eye could not. At exactly 3:03 a.m., the surface shimmered as though touched by wind. The camera's audio picked up a soft hum, followed by a whisper not spoken aloud, but embedded directly in the recording. "We hear you," it said. The waveform of the audio revealed an eerie pattern, a vocal frequency mimicking Amelia's last stream. Ryan matched it with the waveform from the cursed file. They were identical. That mirror wasn't a decoration, it was a gate, not metaphorically, literally, a channel of sound masquerading as reflection. Digging through Amelia's handwritten notes, Ryan found a page torn from her diary. It read like a confession. "There's something behind the glass. It's not me. It's using my voice. When I read the phrase out loud, it began listening. When I repeated it, it replied." Beneath the note, a phonetic spelling of an unfamiliar word, Kairash Elvam. Ryan hesitated but repeated it under his breath, just once. The mirror remained still, but when he returned to check the footage, a new file had appeared on his laptop. No one had touched it. Titled Echo Return, it contained only a distorted audio clip, Amelia's voice layered over itself, crying and laughing in cycles, begging for silence. Ryan turned to someone outside the internet for the first time since the incident, a retired audio engineer named Marcus, known for his work decoding Cold War-era transmission signals. When Marcus analyzed the Echo Return file, he found a structure buried deep in the layers of audio. Not random noise, but a pattern resembling an encryption key. It was looping a single sequence, using frequency modulation to carry a message. Marcus translated the sound into light pulses, revealing what appeared to be coordinates and a string of syllables that matched Amelia's earlier diary entry. He stared at Ryan, pale, and whispered, "This wasn't recorded. This was received." The implication hit hard. Amelia hadn't left a message, she had sent one, from somewhere else, from wherever the sound had taken her. Marcus warned that the tone she triggered was part of a resonant structure, an ancient vocal pattern said to bridge perception and dimension. Ryan didn't believe in occult theories, but too many pieces fit together. The game, the phrase, the echo distortion, the mirror's delay, all pointed to a single conclusion. Her voice had been severed from her body and trapped, not in death, but in a dimension of sound. There was no physical exit. To reach her, Ryan had to create the same conditions, mimic the stream, replay the trigger, and speak her name. He scheduled a live stream using Amelia's old channel. Thousands gathered, not knowing what to expect. Ryan set up her room exactly as she left it. Same lighting, same game, same equipment. The cursed mod loaded, the uncovered mirror. As the timer struck 11:47, the same moment her stream had ended, Ryan turned on Marcus's disruptor, a custom device designed to invert the tone frequency and project an opposing signal. The hum built in intensity. The screen flickered. Ryan stared into the mirror and whispered her full name. For an agonizing minute, nothing happened. Then, the glass rippled like water. A scream, faint but distinct, echoed from inside the mirror. And in the chat, messages began flooding in. "We heard her." The scream faded, leaving only static in the room. Ryan stared at the mirror, now completely still, its surface no longer lagging but unnaturally dark. He leaned closer, hoping to see her face again, but it remained a simple reflection. On screen, the game continued playing itself, as if under someone else's control. The character moved toward a hallway that hadn't existed in any of the mod files before, one bathed in white light. Ryan's hands trembled as he recognized a faint silhouette at the corridor's end. It was Amelia's game avatar. Not static, not programmed. It looked directly into the camera and mouthed one word: free. The next day, her streaming channel lit up again. Not by Ryan, not by anyone logged in. A new stream started without warning, titled EchoQueen Return. No face cam, just audio. A soft, layered voice began to speak. It was Amelia, or something that sounded exactly like her, only slower, deeper. Viewers flooded the chat with disbelief and fear. The stream played a series of familiar sounds: laughter from her past videos, snippets of her whispering, then moments of silence, as if something was choosing what to say. At one point, the voice spoke clearly: "Thank you for listening." Then, the stream ended. The account has remained untouched since. Ryan left the city a week later. He didn't speak to the media. He didn't try to explain. But those closest to him said he changed. He no longer listened to music. He unplugged every speaker in his house. He covered every mirror. Yet, once a month at exactly 11:47 p.m., his phone received a voicemail. No caller ID, no return number, just a girl's voice, faint and warbling, whispering through static. Sometimes it's his name. Sometimes it's laughter. And sometimes it's silence. A silence so perfect, it hums. EchoQueen may be gone from the screen, but her voice, her true voice, has never stopped reaching out. Sometimes what disappears is not the body, but the part of us that speaks the loudest. Our voice, our presence, our truth. In a world full of noise, being heard is no longer guaranteed. Like Amelia, many of us move through life connected, recorded, followed, but still unheard. Maybe it is not about echoes or mirrors. Maybe it is about the moments we feel silent, even when we scream inside. In the rush of daily life, we forget how precious it is to truly listen to ourselves, to those we love, to the quiet warnings around us. Some silences protect, but others conceal. We surround ourselves with screens, signals, and sounds, yet the most important voices are often the ones we ignore. Just like the stream, life continues even when someone is missing from it. The question is, are we paying enough attention before they fade? If this story moved you or made you think differently about the world beyond what we see, please support this channel. Click like, subscribe for more hidden stories, and share this video so that others may hear what was once lost. Thank you for listening, truly listening.